Hey, it's me, Puppet DM, and I'm here to tell you all about the sponsors we have here at the Wandering Society. We're sponsored here by Mage Hand Press, makers of a bunch of 5th edition supplements, like the Book of Kobolds or their series of new classes. And don't forget, Arcmada, the amazing sci-fi fantasy campaign setting for the world's greatest role-playing game. Be sure to check them out at store.mageandpress.com. Up next, we have Roll20. It's the platform we use here at the Wandering Society to play all of our games. It's easy to use, intuitive, and it now comes with Dark Mode. Be sure to check them out at roll20.net. We're also sponsored by R. Talsorian Games. R. Talsorian Games make great RPGs, and they've been doing so since the early 90s. Check their books. They've got Cyberpunk Red, which Simon tells me has been played here extensively, Castle Falkenstein, which also has been played here, and The Witcher, which has also been. Okay, we get it! Check them out at your FLGS or online at rtalsoriangames.com. Have you ever wanted to wake up and smell the coffee? Well, now you can with this next sponsor, Found Familiar. Get yourself some damn good coffee at foundfamiliar.com and use the code on the screen to get 15% off. What do you mean I can't drink coffee? What the fuck is felt? And we couldn't end this segment without talking about our good friends at Die Hard Dice. That's right. As a Dice affiliate, we are proud to partner with Die Hard Dice to bring you only the best in shiny click-clacks. Click-clacks? What is... Ow. You can check their ever-growing collection over at dieharddice.com and use the link below to get 15% off. You're putting this all on me? I better get a cut.
Hey, Hepcats, and welcome back to Harlem Unbound. We are playing this wonderful campaign setting for Call of Cthulhu, and we are going to be doing part 2 of the Contender, A Love Story tonight. As always, I am your keeper of arcane lore, London Carlisle, weaving these mysterious and eldritch tales for you. I'm joined by these wonderful people at this table that you might recognize from our last session, but we'll just go around the table and reintroduce ourselves if you're just joining us for this little second part here. Let's start with Jesus. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Jesus from the Fanable Podcast. And once again, I'm playing Marcus Ortiz, fantastic horn player who on occasion is known to solve problems with effective violence.
Right on.
Yep.
All right, welcome to the table. Next up, we have Prax. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Oh, hey all. I'm your friendly neighborhood Prax. I am playing Dr. Tamara Gordo. She's a little bit of a linguist and a sociologist and here to help with the talking and then stand behind when Marcus wants to shoot something.
And last but certainly not least, who do we have there? Who are you and who are you playing?
My name is Hamza Kazmi. The wonderful cat behind me is Lyra. I'm going to be playing James Bowling Ball Bowling, a veteran of the Great War and aspiring writer.
Well, welcome. We are, as I mentioned, doing part 2 of the Contender, a love story from Harlem Unbound 2E. Pick up your copy of this and play this with your friends. This is a game of horror, so please prepare yourselves. Does anybody have any questions or concerns before we get started with the investigation for tonight?
Should I finish my will for my character before or after this session? Just because I know I will probably die horribly, but I just want to know like how quickly.
Actually, there is one thing I did want to just check in on. Given the some of the stuff that was coming up at the end of the last session, it sounded like Rossi's kids are a part of the scenario, and I just wanted to check like what the scope is regarding potential violence towards kids, and where lines and veils are around that.
Right. Yes. So if that's something, that's definitely uncomfortable with, just please let me know. And that can be just completely skirted around. I'm not saying that that's an option or isn't an option in this, but, if that is a hard, line, we won't even go anywhere near that.
I guess for me, it would be kind of like a veil, like, if something bad happens to them, I don't want the focus to be on that. But given the nature of the scenario and the fact that it's already established, I'd be comfortable with stuff still being something that's part of the story and part of the game.
Okay. All right. I can take that into consideration there. Yes,
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Anything else?
Think we're good to go?
All right. And again, if you could please put it in the chat if you don't want to say it out loud, but please, we're playing a game here, so we should all be having fun, which is the primary reason we're here tonight. All right. Last time on Harlem Unbound, our investigators were hired by Jack Johnson, former heavyweight champion, to do a little bit of sleuthing for him. Now, there is a boxer in Harlem named Stefano Rossi who has killed a very formidable fighter in the ring. Now, this is very suspicious because his loss was a sure bet, but once he was victorious, it raised a lot of questions. His demeanor has been changing over time, and Jack Johnson wants to know why. Is it tied to his new management that just sort of swam into town? Or is there some other reason behind this? I'm sure that our investigators will get to the bottom of this very quickly. But that begs the question, where do we begin tonight? We last left off in the Lenox Athletic Club at the corner of 135th Street and Lenox Ave. So there, we were able to talk to Tubby Simmons, who is the trainer for Rossi, but we also spied the Elliott brothers, the new management there. Would you like to sort of check in with the Elliott brothers? Or would you like to sort of venture out and go to Rossi's home that you now have the address for? The choice is yours.
Well, I personally think we should just go to the source and talk to the Elliott brothers, see what they're all about.
I'm inclined to hold off a little bit, but if you want to go ahead and start up a conversation, I've got your back.
Okay. How about everyone else?
I think that perhaps it might be beneficial to we said we were doing a story about Signore Rossi, so perhaps it might be beneficial to just introduce ourselves and that we are doing this story, and so we can get a gauge, but not perhaps ask them too many biting questions.
Seems reasonable. Seems fair.
Smart. All right. I guess we'll introduce ourselves.
Yes, because we want to and we want to take the pictures and
Yeah, of course.
and they're the managers, right? That's the thing you ask a manager.
Yeah, that's totally a manager thing. Yeah, we ask them questions. So I guess we head off to see the Elliott brothers.
Indeed. So you head over to the bar that's attached to the athletic club here. Now, it looks a lot nicer than the sort of the gym area. The gym is, it serves its purpose, but this area is a place where people can sort of come and relax a little bit, come to do some business, such as booking, the next fights and sort of communicating between each other. Here is where you see the clear familial resemblance of the Elliott brothers. They're both probably about like middle height, a little paunchy around their middle area. They have receding hairlines with this greasy, like black hair that's a little stringy as well. They are pale, and they have sort of like a little olive-ish tint to their skin. They have weak chins, slightly protuberant eyes, and very thin lips. As you see them sort of discuss between each other something, well, one of them is talking. You might even spy that the teeth are small and narrow. Joab is the younger one, and Nahum is the older one. Nahum has sort of like a barely visible trace of a mustache on his lip. Joab, as you see him talking, again, has a gold tooth right up front. Now, what would you do once you sort of walk into this bar area?
No, I guess let's go in and say hi directly. So Bowling Ball will walk towards them. Hello there. Are you the brothers Elliott? Can I have a moment of your time?
We are the brothers Elliott.
Is this a good time to talk?
Are you going to buy us lunch?
It's a bit late for lunch, but I think we can, if that would be convenient for you gentlemen. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we can talk.
Thank you.
Later!
I hate them already.
So I guess we're sliding into a table there.
Yes, please take a seat.
Thank you. So my name is Bowling, and I'm interested in doing a story on this gym and the people here for the Messenger. And we've been hearing a lot about Mr. Rossi, and I'd really like to use him as kind of the crux of this story, as kind of the focal point of this entire piece. And I was wondering if we could talk a little bit with you gentlemen, talk a little bit with him, and make sure that we're getting the full picture for the Messenger.
Yes, the full picture. We'll gladly oblige you there.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, I understand that you gentlemen, Mr. Rossi's cousins, and that you recently bought out his contract from his prior manager.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about what made you come to see Mr. Rossi? Like what your current strategies are?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, my name is Joab. This is my brother Nahum, and we've always been big fight fans. Isn't that right? Meanwhile, Nahum just stares. The slightest nod. Joab continues. So we thought we'd turn our love of the sport into a family business. Makes sense, right? Harlem here is a land of promise. And let's just say we have a couple of cops in our pocket, which is why we're able to order a couple of drinks with our lunch.
Most
Please,
people
drink
don't
up.
just say they have cops in their pocket. See, it would still. I mean, it's obvious you have cops in your pocket. You don't just say you have cops in your pocket.
Well, you don't want a drink?
I'm gonna have the drink. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have the drink. I just want to say, like, for your benefit, I'm just saying, like, you don't outright say it. Like, you have to keep it on the. I think the term is down low when you say that sort of thing. You get me? What I'm trying to. You don't get me at all, do you?
I'm not worried.
Okay.
But yes, drinks. Drink up. Here, it's legal. Mostly.
So, Bowling Ball will go ahead and get a bit of whiskey for himself. So, can you tell me about what your strategy is, what your approach is for Mr. Rossi? Because we can see that he's turning things around from where he was previously.
Oh yes. So our strategy is just making sure that he gives every fight his all. No letting up. That is our strategy. That last dirtbag manager of him wasn't pushing him hard enough. Throwing fights. Who ever heard of that? No. We will win. And things are turning around for him, and we're very proud.
Do you have any ambitions to see how far? Where do you think that he's going to be ending up? Where do you see yourselves, the three of you, winding up with this?
Heavyweight champion of the world. Isn't that right, Neil?
Well,
The
you
slightest
gentlemen,
nod is what he gives you once more. Any other questions?
can we speak with Mr. Rossi sometime before the fight? I want to make sure that we're getting a chance to capture what it's like for him leading up to the fight itself, making sure that the readers are able to follow the progression of his preparations before covering the fight.
May I have a persuade roll?
Okay. Let me make sure edit mode is off on that. Persuade. 39
Ooh,
versus
nice.
70.
Since
Nice.
you all are doing some reporting here, good press, we can make sure that you have front row seats to the fight.
That's much appreciated. But any chance we could speak with him, just 5-10 minutes, one of the days before the fight? We've got the full week.
Yes. Here, let me get you his address. Please pop in outside of training hours. The evenings are best for Rossi. I assure you it'll be okay if you just drop on by.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. We're really excited to see how this goes, and looking forward to making sure that the paper gets the full story.
Yes, we're also very excited. Isn't that right, Neil? Slightest nod once again. Anything else from the Elliott brothers?
So, just out of curiosity. By the way, I'm his side writer. So
Okay,
where were
yes.
you? Yeah, where are you? Just because you just seem to come out of nowhere to rock, to completely rock the boxing world. Like, where were you originally? Like, where did you live? Just out of curiosity for the story.
Yeah, we've lived all over. Yeah, we've lived all over.
Oh, just all over.
All over.
But like, where were you born? One could ask.
Well, why is this relevant to the?
If you fluff up the characters, and like it grabs attention. So like people want to know your backstory of like how if you struggled perhaps, or like how you fought against harsh circumstances to be where you are right now.
And everyone loves to see their hometown.
Exactly.
And that sort of little connection with people, it just makes people latch on.
Okay, persuade rolls from you two.
Okay.
Very persuasive.
Okay. Persuade.
So that's a 71 versus threshold of 70. Can you explain how the luck mechanic works with this?
Yes, so you have a pool of luck points, and you can spend one of those luck points to make that 71 a 70, succeeding. right?
Yep.
So sometimes luck rolls are a thing in this game. So obviously, the more luck you spend, the lower that goes down, and the harder to succeed on luck rolls when you really need to be lucky. So it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I got a straight like 50 out of 50, so I'm keeping that. So I succeed. And you can spend 1 point to.
Yeah.
1 point of luck to, yeah.
I'm willing to burn that. Oh, sorry. That's trying to edit it, not trying to roll. Okay. So 49 and spending the 1 point.
Okay, cool. All right, so with these two persuasions, you can see Joab sort of sit back a little bit. He sort of relaxes a little bit more. Well, we're from New England.
Oh.
We wanted to come to the big city for many years now. We finally did it. We do miss all of the fishing back home, but alas, new business ventures and opportunities are enticing.
Well, gentlemen, we're very glad to have you here. Very glad to be working with you on the story, and looking forward to talking more a little bit before the big fight. But for right now, I'm sure you're both busy gentlemen. You finished this delicious lunch and enjoyed our potent potables. So take care, and I'll keep you posted on how the story is going.
Thank you for the lunch. That showed us that you're serious about talking. We're pretty hungry.
Yep. Oh, one final question before we go. Just one final question. I don't want to bother you, but we can't help but notice. Like, yes, you said that you made him like fight harder or whatever, but did you perhaps change his diet or do anything? Because he seemed much tougher than he was previously, especially with the last fights. Like, can you say like what sort of training regimen he was under, or what new food you've introduced into his diet, or anything like that? We really, really like to know.
Nothing changed. Stefano was born for this. It's in his blood.
Can I roll to see if he's lying?
Yeah.
Yeah, psychology.
Meanwhile, bowling balls like.
Can someone else roll psychology? I'm going to try, but can someone else also roll psychology?
Tamara's been quiet because she's just wanted to get a reading on these guys. She didn't want to do anything, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm going to roll it myself just to see. Holy shit! I succeeded.
Hard success for bowling ball.
Oh, you know what?
I got a hard success too.
You know what I'm going to do? Because I am going just for fun, because I want to spend a point, and I'm an idiot. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll luck. I am going to spend 7 of my luck to turn that into an extreme success.
Dude, you can't say that while I'm sipping my tea. You literally almost made me do a spit take.
38 is now my luck. Perfect. So I now turn that into an extreme success.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, wow. All these hard successes. You're just really just trying to get as much information out of these guys as you can. So I'll give you some things that you would have noticed just from their demeanor, from the things they were saying. I will tell you, they just seem kind of callous to human life. It's like, you know what, like just they were talking about like sort of pushing him, farther. They don't care if anybody dies. They're just all about the money. They're all about winning here. And as far as them lying about giving him something in regards to that, they're telling the truth. They didn't give him anything. This seems to be some sort of natural inborn thing that they're seeing in him, or at least that's what they believe.
Okay.
So, bowling ball's like, oh, it's in his blood. Oh, that's very good. I'm just going to use that directly, and he's scribbling that down. And just out of curiosity, like bowling ball bought them lunch. What did they order?
Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah. For their lunch, they got these delicious sort of like fish dinners. It's like a broiled salmon with mashed potatoes and broccoli.
What The other thing Tamara was paying attention to was as the whole conversation was talking, they keep saying that, that they're cousins. Do they believe that statement?
Seems legit. Yeah.
Okay. So that they believe that there is an actual family relationship there somewhere.
Yeah. You can ask them about that if you wanted to as well. If you wanted to or anything like that.
She's just watching right now. She doesn't want to ask them anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a find more information by what they say than
Yeah, they seem to believe that for sure.
Okay.
Alrighty, gentlemen, thank you for your time, and best of luck to Mr. Rossi in his training. And best of luck on the fight.
Thank you. We'll see you there. We hope you enjoy the fight. Right.
Volleyball nods and smiles, and we mosey off.
All right. May I have a spot hidden as you sort of turn away?
Sure. Spot hidden. Oh, that's a failure for me.
I succeed.
Okay. So we have 2 failures and 1 success.
Mhm.
All right. So, Doc, there is a window sort of up here. And as you turn around, outside the window, you can just see this sort of shape hiding in the shadows in this, like, the edge of this alley right across the street. It's sort of like a bigger figure, and you aren't really able to make out any of the features. They're just kind of cloaked in shadow, and they seem to be draped in some sort of fabric, even including over their face. What do you do?
She's going to walk up to Marcus and link her arm through his non-dominant arm, because I figure we know each other well enough for me to know which one of your arms is your hand's dominant. And just be like, don't look, but we're attracting attention from the window.
Interesting.
I think somebody's hiding in their curtains to pretend to not see us.
Interesting. Like, a quick question. So you said they were outside looking through the window?
Well,
Or
yeah.
just-
So you're you can see there's a window. Y'all are inside, obviously. Outside of the window, across the street, in the edge of this alley, looking up directly at your direction.
Okay.
Okay, so they're in the. Okay, I misunderstood. I thought they
Okay.
were in the window in the building. So all right, so she would rephrase and say, "There's somebody across the street who likes to our attention, and apparently thinks it is wants to make it a costume or something. They're like a
Then,
cloak or fabric or."
Then how about we take a stroll to the alley?
Why not?
Yep. And gonna walk arm in arm with the doctor towards the alley.
So, as as Marcus and the doc are kind of suddenly leading the way, Bowling Ball will kind of drop in behind. He's not sure what's happened because he kind of missed this whole interplay, but they certainly are walking with a purpose.
So, as you sort of, and you're heading out, right? Yeah. So as you get to the alley, whoever was standing here seems to have slinked away. No one is in the place where the doctor saw them standing there. The figure has vanished. But you can give me a track or a spot hidden roll. But if it's a spot hidden, it'll have to be a hard success to succeed.
Boy, well, considering my track is 10, spot hidden it is.
Yep.
Wham! Holy shit! Extreme
Boom.
success with a 2.
Oh!
Holy! Oh my god, 2 extreme successes.
I'm making up for not for all the bad rolls. Yes.
I told you were saving up all of those skill rolls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got a 2 out of 25. Oh god.
Oh, okay. Wow. So we'll start with Tamara. As soon as you sort of get to where this figure was, something that meets you there is this smell. There's this stench. It smells like fish. You just have this just almost rotting fishy smell that makes its way into your nostrils. What Marcus would realize is that there is a slimy trail on the ground that leads directly into the alley, leads directly into those shadows of the tall buildings that are there. It goes on and on and on into the alley. What do you do?
So, how deep do you want to go? Because he went that way.
It also smells like he works for Fulton Street. Oh,
Yep. All right. Well, I suggest we follow. And I immediately start walking forward. Actually, did we get here by a car? I'm assuming, or just walking here?
I thought we walked.
yeah, we probably walked.
Oh, then
It's
I
not
did.
that far.
Okay, never mind then.
Mhm.
I just walk forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tamara is going to step slightly back
Mhm.
and, let Marcus go in front.
Yep.
Okay, Marcus is in front, and are you behind Marcus or are you behind Bowling Ball? Just want to get the order of things here.
I'll move up.
London, can I assume, and just tell me no if this is not okay, because I technically just have a rifle, but can I also assume I have a pistol as well? Or just a rifle?
You just have a rifle.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe you can find a pistol somewhere.
Okay.
But for now,
fair-
you just have a rifle.
Okay, fair enough. I had to ask.
Of course. So-
Incidentally, the availability of flamethrowers,
Yeah.
shotguns,
Listen,
coastal artillery.
I mean, I know it's like 20 plus years too early, but can I have a nuke? Okay.
So,
Okay.
since you are here in this alleyway, finding that trail that leads directly inside, you're going to notice there are a few places to hide. I'll tell you that from the extreme success. There is a truck that's parked here in this alley. There are 2 doors in the adjoining buildings here. And there is a manhole cover. Manhole cover, there's a truck parked in this alley, or 2 doors to these buildings.
Where does the slime trail lead?
It sort of fizzles out as it goes directly back here.
Hmm.
Unless you gave me another spot hidden.
Spot hidden it is.
Hard
Oh,
success for bowling ball.
Failure, but hard success for bowling ball.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, snap. Okay, 2 successes here and a hard success for bowling ball. Bowling ball picks up this trail here. Like, you're all sort of scanning the area for where this person could have gone, but bowling ball, there is a small pool of slime and some claw marks on the edges of the manhole cover.
So where the hell did he go?
And Tamara is checking the bed of the truck, underneath it.
Nobody there?
All right, so bowling ball's going to move forward, check the doors, make sure that those are clear, and then take a look at the manhole cover more closely.
Yeah, the doors are both locked. So, yeah. Looking at the manhole cover, it looks like it can be sort of lifted up if you all worked at it. Too heavy for one person probably. But yeah, there's just deep scratches on top and around the edges.
You notice something?
Yeah, this guy got a crowbar with him or something.
Crowbar. And I'm assuming I look at to see the scratches. Wow.
Yeah.
So he went into the sewers? Really? Jeez.
I mean,
I just had this. I just had my clothing just dry cleaned yesterday.
I don't see the need for us to go down to the sewers unless you think that there's something really worth chasing with this fellow.
I mean, Doctor, he was watching us as we were talking to the Elliott brothers, right?
Yes, he was. But they were, I don't know, beyond. They were in a cloak. It was across the street. What do I know? But I agree with Signore Bowling, the down into
Yeah,
the
you're right. You know what?
sewers.
Yeah, it doesn't. Also, let's be honest. Who dives into the sewers? No one's sane, right? Can we all agree that no one sane would dive into the sewers, right?
No.
So let's. You know what? I'm sure he'll come up again if it's an issue.
And let's be honest, the amount of smell of fish would make it a little bit obvious.
I am literally about to throw up right now, just standing near this cover. So let's get out of here. let's get out of here and figure this out later.
Yeah, and not only fish. I just got to tell you, there's like just like rotting sewage is what you can smell here too. So it's like the fish smell from the slime mixed in with that. That's what you're smelling.
Oh,
So
this is a charcoal pillow over again.
So what you're saying is it smells like the summer in the 1990s on the East River at Fulton Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Great, thanks. I needed that memory.
The 90s, good times.
Yep. Great music, crap everything else. Literally.
This is your
Right,
annual reminder. Do not swim in the East River.
All right. Well, let's head back to the here and there to someplace where the smells are much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and perhaps we go and meet Signora Rossi and Signore Rossi. See?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. It's like early afternoon right now yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figure we've got a little bit of downtime before, because training hours are still going on, and the Elliots said that we should go there in the evening, right? So I figure we can head there early evening and then talk to our good buddy Smith in after that.
All right. Sorry. So just so I'm aware of the plan, talk to possibly Hover, talk to Rossi, and then talk to our good buddy wannabe fighter.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we've got a little bit of time before then. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe it might be worthwhile to do a little bit of digging in newspaper archives, see if we can find anything going on with these Elliott brothers.
Or,
That's a good plan.
and they were saying that they honestly believe that Signore Rossi is their cousin. So perhaps there's something in like the census records or that might tell us,
The paper I can handle. I don't know about the census records, but seems a good place, as good a place to check as any.
it's an idea.
I mean, yeah, you know what? That sounds like a great plan for the bookie types such as yourselves. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask a couple of people I know in the import and export business if they heard anything about any things these brothers might be trying to do themselves. I know they might be, trying to, go past the abacus or make their own money in their own special way in less than legal means. I'll check my roots, you check yours, and we'll see how things go.
So if you're going to do that, the doc's suggestion from earlier is on point. Who's making the money on this?
Yes. Good idea. I'll do ask and see who's making the money.
But the other side of that, of course, is who's making the money. See, but who is losing the most money?
Mhm.
Because they would be invested in making sure the Signore Rossi never makes any more money.
Oh, I like that plan indeed. I might know a person or two who might not appreciate, or who probably didn't appreciate losing quite a bit to that Rossi fight. We'll see how things go. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So for the ones checking the records, I'll take library use rolls. And then for Ortiz, I'm going to get a education.
Oh, my
Education.
first library use roll ever. I'm so excited.
Mhm.
All right, let's try this. Ooh, hard success.
Hard success.
And hard success.
Okay, so where is education
What's
on
up with
this
the
thing?
rolls tonight?
Because-
wow.
Because I am currently not educated. I don't know where education is on this thing. Oh, there it is.
It's
Oh,
a
there
core
it is.
stat,
I just see. I
Top.
see. It's a stat. Okay, so I'm gonna roll it and extreme success.
Oh, okay.
So I talked to my buddy Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Tony just tells you quite a lot. Tony has learned a lot about the Elliott brothers. Tony would know that this is pretty much beneficial for all parties, financially speaking. Like, they're getting a huge cut of whatever Stefano is making off of these fights, but he's not struggling at all either. You know what I mean? Like, he would be able to sort of feed his family off of this, and not just scraps, but feed them well. And if he keeps winning, who knows, what he's going to do for his family. That's really where he spends all of his money. As far as the brothers, The older one, Tony tells you, hasn't really been seen on the streets too much. He's more of a homebody. He likes sort of spending all of his days doing some sort of scholarly pursuits in his apartment. That's all Nahum does. Joab is for the streets. Joab is going out to the best places, to the worst places, dealing with like the pimps in the area as well. And just really just living it up. Like he spends all of his nights out and about. One of his main haunts is called the Sugar Shack. That's one of the places that he hangs out. But yeah, he likes drinking, likes partying, likes having a good time and spending that money that way. Also on his dress.
Where does Nahum live?
Okay, yeah. Tony from that extreme success would be able to give you his address from the extreme success. Yes, I don't have the address written down. But Tony does. And Tony gives that to you.
Tony gives me this. It is blah.
Okay, yeah. I'll tell you where his apartment is. So Nahum, he lives in what will eventually be called Spanish Harlem, which is on the east side, sort of. See if I can down. If you're heading down this way, and you keep going on down, you can see on your map where I'm pinging.
Okay. One moment.
Okay, I'll do that again.
Boop. Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Indeed. Just keep going on down, and you'll get to where Nahum lives. Okay. Yeah. And as far as the other searching sort of the census records and such, with those great roles, you would find and establish some sort of relation between the Elliots and between Rossi. So let me give you the breakdown of that. So Nahum and Joab Elliott, they belong to the Elliott family from one Innsmouth, Massachusetts. Let's see. And they are related to Rossi because Rossi's mother, whose name is Rhoda Rossi, married an Italian immigrant, and Stefano is the product of that union. So they are his cousins on his mother's side, for sure. They don't have too many records about their activities here in New York, since that is a newer development, but they are most definitely related.
Yeah, so it'd probably be like finding the Rhoda's marriage certificate and like seeing her maiden name kind of connected.
Yeah.
Would probably be able to find that here.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, and as for the searching the newspaper archives, I figured I'd be trying to see if there was anything from like out of town papers in the New England area.
Okay, yeah. So in your research, you wouldn't find any sort of evidence that Rhoda was ever in New York. You don't think? Perhaps there was some sort of split. Perhaps the father Rossi moved with the son over to New York. You find some obituaries of the father who passed away during the Great War while Stefano was overseas fighting. So you find some records of him and his military service as well.
Where was he serving? Who was he with?
He was. I do not have this information. Let's see. Let's check the Chris. Or is Chris in the chat? Who is Stefano with? Do you have any information or sort of like a best guess of where Stefano would have served? We got the writer here who can help us with this.
Sorry to just suddenly throw that at you, but
No.
I mean, bowling ball's a vet. Like he would latch onto that.
He says, "Wing it." He's like, "You got it, London." He served in Europe. Yes.
All right, so
Chris says, "LOL." Okay. Anything else?
Don't think so. I think that's the core stuff, and then going to actually meet with Rossi. And if you give me one moment, I bet I can have a good answer for you on where he might have served.
Ooh.
So let's see.
I will tell you, he did not serve in any sort of combat role.
Okay. In that case, no, I won't have a good answer. And yeah.
This is an interesting article you shared here.
Yeah.
Veterans researching.
Game pauses as we all start looking up New York regiments from World War I.
And we're reading like, oh, that's interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a interesting stream.
Because World War I is the last war where they kept the battalions and regiments by state muster, and then
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So with this information, what would we like to do?
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming, do we gather to like relay our information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably take a couple hours, and then we'd come back and like have dinner.
Yeah. So basically, just to speed things up, I explained everything that I learned from Tony. He's like, yeah, I mean, most of the businesses are cool with what they're able to do. They're like, they always are cool. They make sure they cut everybody in and stuff. As far as I know, the older one, the one that doesn't talk much and just nods and stares at you really weird, basically, apparently just keeps to his apartment most of the time, just reads books. And the other one, Joab, is mainly like just hanging out with the various individuals of both various types of reputes, both ill and non-ill reputes, if you get my meaning. But he usually hangs out at the Sugar Shack.
Do we know anything about the Sugar Shack?
Yeah, it's just sort of like a local Harlem haunt. Pretty popular. It's a place where people can go and drink and dance. Yeah, just have fun.
I believe the Gershwin brothers are still holding court there, aren't they?
It should be around this time, yes.
What's the area around the Sugar Shack like? Just in terms of if one were to perhaps set up a stakeout nearby.
Yes. I would say with no role required, you would know that it wouldn't be hard to blend in here. With like crowds and such, it's able to sort of, it's easy to sort of follow the movements of Joab if you're around here. And he's hard to miss, not only from his sort of abnormal appearance, but also he dresses in like very like bright colors and very sort of pompously, I would say. Yeah. So that is totally a possibility.
Okay. In that case, I propose modifying our plan to talk with Rossi, talk with Smith, and then change so that we won't be like directly recognized, and see if we can spot Joab at the Sugar Shack tonight.
Works for me.
I can find the dress appropriate for the Sugar Shack.
We don't need to go in. I'm talking about staying outside and just keeping a watch on the area. Mm-hmm. So staying in the streets, staying in the crowds, and just keeping an eye on where he's going after that.
All right. So then, for just so I'm on the plan here. So our first step right now is just talk to Rossi first.
Yeah. Do we have any thoughts on how we want to approach him?
I mean, what you as a writer writing up his story seems to have worked so far.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yes. And, that works.
Mm-hmm. All right. Going to see Rossi.
Good.
I did not like how you said good there. I really did not appreciate that, London. Not at all, London. Not at all.
Stefano Rossi lives in a 4th floor apartment with his wife, Juanita, and their 3 children. The apartment is small, clean, and comfortable, and you've been invited in. Juanita, she's a Dominican immigrant. She's very charming, very striking, and Rossi just beams whenever he is sort of in her presence. And for the first time, as you are now here with the man, the myth, and the legend. You see him. He has this. I'll show you a little picture. I will put this up. I have a little handout actually.
Hey.
And you can see one of the Elliott brothers behind him. Show to players. Here's our
that is horrifying.
That's him up front. That's Stefano Rossi.
Which one is that behind?
That is Joab.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Why do I get a like Undertaker and Paul Bearer like, feeling from
I can
this?
see it. I see it.
You also were able to meet Rossi's children. There's Alberto, he is 7, Anthony is 5, and then Ava is 3. They're all like little cherubs. They all are just very cute, big cheeks on them, curly hair. Anthony, he's sort of just energetically just like punching in the air, trying to imitate his dad. Others are crawling all over you there. But you're graciously welcomed into the home. And Rossi is there. Thank you for stopping by and wanting to write something about me. That is so gracious of you. Please allow us to, make you a meal and just make you feel at home here.
Thank you so much. No, I just think that you can really serve as the cornerstone of the story. Like I want to get something sort of tracing the build up to this fight, having the fight on Friday kind of like be the climax of the story, and just let people get a sense of who you people are as fighters, what this means to you, why you do it.
Well, I guess it all starts for me with my parents. I don't know the details of how they came together, but it did start when my father was working in a New England coastal town. I don't remember much of my mother. She was kind, beautiful, but she grew sick when I was young, and my father had to move away. I wish my father stuck by my mother's side, but again, that's such is life. I began boxing when I was a teenager, actually. I was bullied a lot. Wasn't quite in shape, but I started boxing to get in shape. And, I didn't have any other real prospects, so I went professional. Back in 1912, I was 22 years old. I got 24 wins, 4 losses, and 13 knockouts by 1916.
Impressive.
But yeah, thank you. But then that's when the war happened, of course, and I know that the two of you two, just the two of you, also served.
We of course we served. It was hard for everyone. Yeah, we understand that much.
That's true, and Doc, it's again, it just wasn't just the people serving. It was all of us, right?
Of course, it was very hard.
Yeah. When I came back after witnessing all that suffering, well, I don't really want to. Let's just skip over that part there. But
all you really just say is war changes a man. But
well, not in that way. Well, what I'm trying to say is that I just made a couple of bad business deals.
Yeah,
right? Just
fair.
Didn't make good decisions, or was fed things that I probably shouldn't have gone along with. Not actually fed, but you know what I mean. I went along with things, but you live and you learn. I got new management now, more legit management. Cousins on my mother's side. But yeah, I'm hungry for more. I talked to them about my career stagnating. I wanted to get back into it, and they believed in me. They're helping me with my boxing career, and they are a godsend. I'm very thankful for them. Very thankful. One of his kids run by, he pats him on the head.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? What's changed with your cousins coming in, having your corner?
Yeah, well, they're just really stressing for me to keep pressure on my opponent. That's really what they're, trying to get me to do. They want me to use all of my strengths. I'm not really a precise boxer by any means. They call me a mauler. Yeah, so I just double my attacks. I go for the knockout if my opponent's in trouble. I used to stop. I don't stop no more. You know, I got to take care of these little ones around here. And I love them very much.
Yeah. Your family is the only person you show mercy to. Everyone else is in the way.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody else gets any mercy from me. Psychology roll from all.
Yeah, I was about to call for one because
Yeah.
and I was going to ask, can I also roll a psychology on the wife?
Yeah.
That is a failure for me.
That is a hard success for me.
Ooh, nice.
That is my character sheet is still loading for me. One moment, please.
Success. Cool.
Ooh, nice.
All right. So bowling ball, you know, ever the writer, ever the sort of the observant person who is good at translating these things into words. You can see as he's saying that whole no mercy thing, deep down, he doesn't believe that. Deep down, there's guilt there. You know, this isn't who he is. You're seeing that he is a good guy. You know what I mean? There is remorse under all of that. And this might just be stuff, you know, sort of fed into his ear from his manager, you know, in order to sort of get him to this level. He didn't see any combat overseas. He's really sort of affected by the horrors that he did see, even if he didn't take a first hand in it. And even now with this, that he did have a hand in, there's regret under there.
Okay.
As far as Juanita, you can tell that she's happy that he is succeeding, but you can tell she's uncomfortable. You know, she will even chime in and say, like, you know, yeah, your cousins, there's something. Don't hang around them too much.
Oh, Signora, of course, it must be such a wonder for you to how family is always so important. Where's your family from?
Oh, yes, Dominican Republic.
Oh, such a nice place.
Indeed, very beautiful, very beautiful. I miss them very much. But it's good to have family near, have my boys with me, and to have the Elliots in town as well. I mean, I guess they're all from New England, but that's where the similarity ends. Isn't that right, honey? She pats him on the back and he says, well, I guess so.
I mean, have you talked to the Ellis before they became your managers? Like, they just suddenly show up and say, like, we can help you, or what happened there?
They just kind of showed up.
Oh.
It was like an instant connection, and then, hey, we're related. Who knew? But you know what? I see it as a godsend, a true blessing. You know, it's like I prayed for this. It was wonderful.
And being able to have those wins, turn your career around, like be able to properly provide for your family. Everyone loves a comeback story. Everyone wants to see that sort of, you know, rising up, that, you know, rags to riches, turning things around and making good. You know,
Speaking of which, yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry to cut you off.
So I actually have a bit of a sensitive question, and if you want to wait a little bit until the kids aren't around, but
you want me to send them away? I can.
No. Just you know, letting them go over to like one of the corners. They're not listening in on this.
Here, everybody, kids. Here's a sheet of paper, some crayons. Ava, go draw one of your little pictures. And they all, yay! And then run off and go to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that fighting's a hard business, that, you know, once you're in the ring, all you see is it's you and it's the other guy. But I just wanted to check in, you know, like that last fight between you and Rawls, like, how are you doing? Are you doing okay with, you know, with that tragedy?
I didn't really want to talk about this, but this is the kids aren't around. Rawls had a incredible heart. He was fast. He looked great out there, but he didn't hit very hard. You know,
He didn't.
Give me an intelligence roll, Ortiz.
Okay. Boom. 67 failure.
Okay. Well, yeah. Perhaps.
Is that something that you want for all of us, or just
if you want to check the fact about him not hitting hard,
yeah,
please, if you would like to.
Nope. Seems good by me. I mean, that's certainly what Rossi believes, at least. So, yep.
The doctor.
Oh, of course, the doctor.
The doctor is also, she's subtly trying to move herself closer to Juanita because she's going to ask Juanita some questions in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But she's watching this.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't hit that hard, or you were okay afterwards?
So Tamara is going to know that that's complete bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because Rawls had 20 knockouts in only 22 fights.
Mhm.
There's no way he didn't hit hard.
Yeah.
Either, like Rossi must be like a brick wall if he didn't hit hard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. But he continues. Yeah, going into the 10th round, I thought I was about to lose. But that's when Rawls got tired and something changed. Eventually, I knew I had won. I just kept hitting him, and then he went down.
Wait. So Rawls was strong until a certain point, and just suddenly weakening all of a sudden.
Oh no, I wore him out. I just hit him and I hit him and I hit him. I backed him into a corner and then I just unloaded on him.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to take it easy, but I had a job to do. I had to feed my kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, in the ring, it's just you and the other guy. No, I get that, and obviously, what happens in the ring, you don't want it to go any further. I'm sure that it's got to be hitting you hard too. What happened afterwards? Like he walked out of there just fine, but you bore the man no ill will. It's tragedy.
Yeah, it's business again. I have to, but I'm coming up now. I'm able to provide for my beautiful wife, my beautiful children. And actually, speaking of, the comeback story, the rise, the underdog, my first fight after the war was with Jimmy Harris, the person I'm fighting on Friday. He beat me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a rematch. And when I win, that's truly going to be full circle.
Wow. Can I ask a question? Like, I know your Elliott brothers told you to stop showing mercy, but were there any other techniques they showed you or gave you any nutrition tips or anything to really help you focus?
No, not at all. No. I guess it's just a change in mindset.
That makes perfect sense. All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Oh, yeah. And then Juanita is there next to the doctor. I'm just sort of just
Yeah. So she's going to subtly kind of come over, and while this conversation is going, she goes, well, I know that family can be such a blessing, but sometimes family is a lot.
That's true. Listen, they are nothing like him. I'll tell you that right now. They are nothing like him.
I met them earlier. They seemed so not the same as your husband. He seems happy and nice and kind.
Did they talk to you at all?
They talked at me. They didn't talk to me.
Exactly. The older one he's never even said a word to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. He just kind of just looks through me as if I'm some prop there. But again, that's not him. And I'm glad that's not him.
But sometimes, my brothers, they hang out with their cousins and they come back with bad ideas.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen. The younger one leers at me and the other one ignores me. But Stefano has always been so sweet, and I just want him to stay that way and be a good example for the kids.
Have they shown any interest in the kids then? The children?
Well, again, not really. It's just been all Stefano all the time. Which is good, which shows that they have focus, and as far as I know, they're keeping things clean. The last manager ties to the...
Sí, to the familia.
Exactly.
But But this seems a very big change for your Stefano. Have they been asking him to do anything else to change?
Not that I've heard, but I've, again, been trying to keep my distance from them. They're just unpleasant, and I don't want their bad influences rubbing off on me or the children, so I stay away.
Does she seem afraid of them?
No role required. Yeah. She just seems bugged by them.
Because I mean, there's that fine line between like, I think they're a bad influence, or I have actual fear for my safety and my children's safety from these people that I'm related to.
Yes. Yeah, it's that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps it might be advantageous for perhaps some people to have conversation with them.
Be careful is all I can say. I mean, do your interviewing, but again, I just don't want to get mixed up with them, or I wouldn't want you to get mixed up with them.
Of course not. And we wouldn't want anything to happen to you or anyone else.
Exactly.
It also seems very... Has he done any other changes in your Stefano? We heard that he started drinking so much water and that it was acting so odd.
He has been drinking a lot of water recently. He can't get enough of it. I have to go back to dinner. It's almost ready. And now you can sort of smell this delicious food that's, sort of ruminating through the air here. The kids are sort of like screaming and jumping around here. And little Ava runs up to everybody. Hey, Dad, and you all, I drew a picture for you.
Oh, what'd you make, sweetheart?
Yeah, she just extends the picture. Family photo.
All right. I take a look.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, sort of Rossi picks her up and puts her on his lap. Good job. And you all look at it. And you can just see it's a kid's drawing, but there's like a big circle. Mm-hmm. The circle is supposed to be her dad. There's like a little bit of like what looks like a little fro on top, but that's her dad. The mom is there, and then 3 little figures for the kids. They're basically just look stick figures. Mm-hmm. And then there is this shadowy figure in the background. It just looks like just sort of like charcoal smudged, just in the same line as everybody else. What do you do?
Could I roll psychoanalysis on the kid's picture?
Yeah.
Yep. And as she rolls, gonna say like, so. I mean, I recognize everyone. I'm sorry. I'm not a great with art, with wonderful art like yours, kid. Who's that?
She looks up at you, says, "That's my guardian angel."
Oh.
Yeah. I see the guardian angel at church, and they follow me around sometimes.
Oh.
That is so sweet, child. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
What church do you go to, Ava?
Oh, yeah. We go to the big church. The one with has a big roof.
She kind of like looks at Stefano as like the what's the name of it? It's the Catholic church in Harlem that's tied to the high school, and I'm blanking on the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Mount Carmel is the one you're thinking of? No? The Lady of Mount Carmel?
Yeah, but yeah. I think it was Lady of Mount Carmel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's either Our Lady of Mount Carmel or the St. Charles.
Okay.
But I think it's Our Lady of Mount Carmel.
Yeah, and Stefano says, "Yeah, we always keep the kids in church. We have to raise them up right."
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to make a note of that because she's heard repeatedly that Stefano is not going to church.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did hear that. And since you succeeded with an extreme success in that psychoanalysis, you're hearing both Stefano and Juanita say, "Oh, Ava has just, the biggest imagination." From you looking at this picture, there are too many details on this figure for this to be imagination. This figure is more detailed than the rest of the family is. It's just a shape draped in black.
Does it remind me of a thing I saw in the alleyway?
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
She's just going to smile and say, "Listen, you did a very good job. I'm very impressed with your drawing of the angel here. It's very representative. I good job." And then she just kind of like looks at Marcus, and Bowling is like, and
I look at her, noticing. I look at the picture again. And I'm like, that's oh.
Meanwhile, Bowling Ball is just, kind of glad handing the Rossies, chatting with the kids, getting a little, writing down little bits of what they're saying, and really trying to capture the whole family. Like, little snippets of this and that, because, hey, they're doing this job, they're trying to get the fight resolved, but might as well get a story out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
well,
All right.
and we wouldn't want to keep you for dinner, so we shall have yourselves a wonderful evening.
Oh no, I'm making dinner for everyone. Please.
Oh well, I am not going to say no.
That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Of course. So you all sit down for a wonderful meal that is just absolutely delicious. They all talk about like how you're going to be at the fight on Friday, how you have these sort of front row seats, and that really just sort of even pumps up Stefano even more. Like he's like, oh, okay, wow, I actually have people in my corner. So the rest of the dinner goes without incident.
Yep. I'm just like, oh, this mango is delicious. Thank you so much.
As time goes on, eventually the sounds of rain grow and grow and grow, and soon they crescendo outside as the rain patters on the Harlem concrete outside. There is the sort of the crackle of thunder and lightning outside as well too. Eventually it gets, darker. Dinner is over. It's obvious that, they're preparing to put the kids sort of, to bed, sort of calm them down finally. But also they've worn themselves out from running around and screaming and that kind of stuff. So it's about time to go. What would you like to do before you did that?
So just Bowling Ball will let them know that, if it's convenient, they might be dropping by at one of the other days before the week, not planning to stay too long, but just making sure that, you can get these little snippets of that lead up to the fight before it actually happens. So.
Got you.
All right.
And, thanking them very much for a lovely evening, a chance to meet all of them, and, and a delightful dinner.
Yeah. The food was fantastic. You are a fantastic cook. Maybe you should consider opening up your own restaurant.
I could never.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Stefano rubs her like on her back. Oh, of course you could, and it would be amazing. I never get tired of eating your food. They share a sweet little kiss.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful evening. I'm so happy for both of you. You're so happy together.
They all usher you outside. And again, it's time for more investigating. That is until you see this now familiar black-clad, bulky form standing in the rain as it's coming down. Instead of fleeing this time, a hand is outstretched towards you. You see the hand do. It's almost like an awkward motion too. Like it's almost just like inhuman the way this hand moves. But then with that same one hand, it drops and goes down and down as the figure leans over, picks up a manhole cover, sets it aside, and drops down underground. What do you do?
That's not ominous at all.
I did not wear shoes for going into the sewers.
I, too, just got this cleaned.
Same, but we can't ignore this, can we? Please tell me we can ignore this. Please tell me we can ignore this.
You can ignore it, yeah.
The small
bowling
child
ball
who's drawing it.
sighs heavily because he is already regretting this on so many levels. And he's going forward and heading down into that
God
sewer.
Damn it, we can't ignore it. And I start following bowling ball.
Wait. Marcus, did you make sure to grab the gun this time?
Well, we were going to go to a family dinner. Why would I bring a gun?
That is fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, he invited us, so he probably won't try to like attack us, right?
Well, I also heard that there's alligators in the sewers.
I heard it was crocodiles, and I go into the sewer.
You're not supposed to make me. That doesn't make me feel better.
And what our investigators find beneath Harlem itself will be discovered once we're back from break.
Ooh.
Thank you for playing with me. We are going to go take a little bio break, refill drinks, and be right back. Thank you so much for watching.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
And we are back. Our investigators are moving through the sewers of Harlem. There is this cloaked figure in front of them, this hulking sort of trying to find the words to describe what this is moving in front of you. But they stroll along. They turn every once in a while with a grunt, looking back to make sure that you're still following before continuing. You're not going more than about a block or two underground here, but you can hear the sloshing of these sewers below your feet.
I'm going to burn these shoes.
Mhm.
That's very wise. The smell is not too pleasant either. But again, it's a short distance. And soon you find yourself in this small chamber that this thing has made their home. It is filthy. There's this partially broken rocking chair that stands near one wall, while there's a heap of like blankets lie atop, just stinking and rotting, just like sewer water saturated mattress that's there too. Large piles of garbage are littering the floor. And that's when this figure, and I'll show you a picture of this figure, announces their name. My name is Rhoda Rossi.
Oh, no.
You can see a bit of just like mottled and just grayish skin peeking out from under this veil here. And as you're sort of just getting glimpses of the inhumanity in this dark chamber, may I have a sanity roll, please?
Oh, boy. Okay, sure.
First sanity roll, and this is at the top of your sheet if you've never clicked this before.
I love this game.
Sanity. It's gonna
First
be great.
sanity roll in Call of Cthulhu.
Failure.
Hard success.
Wow.
Whoa.
Critical success with a 1.
Whoa, nice.
Oh,
Just be
snap.
like, you know what? I'm okay.
That begs the question, why is Ortiz okay? Like, what sort of shit have you seen?
Well, I was in the Great War, and I don't like to talk about, although I like to talk about it. There was an instance or two where at least my unit was in things that mortal men were not meant to see.
Oh, snap.
We
And
saw some
honestly,
shit there, man.
and honestly, like compared to what I saw that nearly broke my mind, this is nothing.
Mm.
And I look at Ross, I go like, shit, it's this thing, isn't it? I just say that out loud. I was like, oh shit, it's part of this shit, isn't it?
And Bowling Ball's like, he's freaked out. He's trying to maintain his composure, but pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Please subtract 1 point of sanity, doctor. No, everybody else, you're not going to lose any sanity at this point in time.
I appreciate that at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
That clarification is very important.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor is like, wait, what? Very put off by this whole thing. Not necessarily like the appearance, but the whole. You're living in a sewer. You brought a rocking chair into the sewer. You're stalking your son. You're stalking your grandchildren. The whole thing is just giving her pause.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
I saw you talking to my son, asking around about him, and I thought I would talk to you all, as I am very sick and I don't think that I have too much longer. I lie down every night expecting to die, but then again, I wake each morning.
does your son know you're watching out for him?
No. I have been sick for a very long time, ever since Stefano was a little bitty boy. But now, I fear that my curse has passed on to Stefano. My father was a wicked man who sold his soul to the devil. I carry the taint of that wickedness within me. And that passed on to Stefano, which in turn passed on to my grandchildren.
Question: this curse, it seemed to, and this is, I'm writing this one I rolled forever, the other way. This curse, it only seemed to pass on when the Elliott brothers talked to him, right?
He's had it in him long before them. Mm-hmm. My father was an evil man, and he consulted with demonic forces, which is tainted our very blood. There's nothing that they've done, for they hold the taint too. I can't help it. I too have sinned. She glances over at sort of like the piles of garbage as she talks. My sins have followed me, and I don't want this to happen to my boy, but I fear it is too late. I wish she could repent and pray this away, but God seems to want nothing to do with us.
Is there anything that you think can turn him from his path?
If God can't help, I fear that there is nothing. Only knowledge. People will ridicule my boy. Once the kids grow up, they will ridicule them too, and I don't want that to happen. So, I see you all putting these things together, and I must ask, what do you think I should do? Should I approach him? Should you inform him of this taint of the devil? Will you bring my boy to me? Is that the correct course? I don't know. But you seem to be looking for answers. Please answer this for me, because I love him deeply.
You know, we had dinner with him just this night, and he misses you. He loved you deeply, and I don't know if it would be the right thing for him to meet you like this, but I know that he'd want to hear from you somehow.
I will. My suggestion is this taint, this evil, this demonic force that is within you. It feels like to me that the Elliott brothers are trying to push him towards embracing this demonic force within him to make him a better fighter.
Asking him to become harder, crueler.
Little by little.
So perhaps the way to do it is for you to write him a letter from when he was very young, and it was saved that you wanted him to be a good person and not to fall to harm and evil like other members of his family had.
Write him a letter. Yes, I can do that. This will be something to explain what is happening to him. I'm afraid it won't be able to be stripped away, but if he has this knowledge, perhaps he can avoid further. She glances over at the garbage. Sins.
Can I tell if there are dead bodies in that pile of garbage? Because Tamara is a little freaked at the moment, so she's not the first time, but
well, you don't really see any like dead bodies. You just see like it's like just like a nauseating amount of trash. There's like tin cans, broken bottles, rags, just like stuff that's rotting. If you want to go like dig through it, you can.
No, I think she's good. She's good.
Does anybody want to dig through it?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, like, she will, like, if I can see anything from here, I will even roll spot hidden for it, but I'm not getting closer than I have to.
If you want to do a spot hidden, we can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Can we all do it or just her?
Whoever wants to, if you
Okay.
really want to.
Just a quick glance around to see what's going on.
I don't see anything. It's fine.
Another critical success? Why? Why on this? Why on this roll? What I get?
No, you
I don't
didn't
want.
want to
I don't
succeed.
want to know that well. Why do I get a 1 on this?
This is the face of someone you didn't want to succeed on that.
I did not want to succeed on this. Why? Why? Okay, show me what I see.
You do see the decaying corpse of a woman just amidst the pile of this garbage. Now, the body is decaying and rotting, but still mostly intact. You can tell that this is human form. But what you can also see is that the face has been completely removed from the skull. Like this whole area is gone, munched on in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And just from with that critical success, you would see this isn't the only one. There are just sort of half-eaten bits elsewhere. That's all I'll say.
Half-eaten bodies of people, or once people.
Amidst the trash.
Amidst the trash. Okay.
And you see this emotional person in front of you, tainted by the devil himself.
Perhaps we don't give him all of the details. Perhaps we just tell him that the family does bad things and is a bad influence.
Okay, but will you prepare his children for their eventual fate?
I will talk to their mother. Because they're small children. You don't want to scare them, right?
Beautiful babies, beautiful.
You know, the kids, the littlest one, Ava, you know, she's seen you, and she thinks of you as a guardian angel.
She gets a little wistful.
An angel. I prayed for the children. I pray for them every night. If only God heard my prayers.
We can only hope. Yep, totally hope that God hears your prayers. We should go. We should really go.
So yes, why don't you? And she'll like take into her purse and like take the small notebook that she has, like that she writes interviews down with, and she just like hands it out. Why don't you write him a nice letter that you're concerned about the brothers and you want him to be a good person and not fall to sin?
So I should tell him about the curse, or no?
Don't give him details. We can help him figure it out. We can just tell them that the family does bad things and you don't want him to do bad things. You want him to be a good person, right?
Let me ask you this,
Right.
ma'am. Would you have wanted to know? When you were young, when you were just starting out on your life with Stefano's father, would you have wanted to know?
Simply for the fact that I could perhaps protect any offspring. That is a hard question.
It is, and I'm sorry, but you're asking us hard ones also.
Yes. I don't know that I would have consciously brought a child into this world knowing that they would bear the taint of the demons.
But if you had known earlier, you might have been able to find something somewhere that something that you could have latched onto.
That is true.
If there's to be any hope for those kids, perhaps it's best that he learn now.
I can write to him.
And if you